Hey everyone, welcome back to RaceRoom for highlights of two intense WTCR races at Suzuka. Now this combo really stood out on the new ranked schedule and so far it hasn't disappointed. The racing has been sensational and the grids have been stacked. I'll be starting this first race from P9. Will it be back-to-back barnstormers or will it be double trouble? Well, whoever was due to start in P7 hasn't shown up, and that has left me with loads of space. As the lights go out, we are underway. Look in the rearview mirror, there is a DHL Audi absolutely flying down the inside. What a start for him. And it puts me in danger of being squeezed three wide, so I'm just going to back out, and that is exactly the reason why I backed out. That Audi just launched itself into turn one there and caused absolute mayhem, a huge wipeout. And that driver calls himself Sonic Flash. Well, he has left the race in one there. We'll go back and take another look at that on replay shortly, but let's get these S's out the way first. As things stand, I'm maintaining my P9. I've got Jesus Florencio Martinez Gonzalez right in front of me and Martin Matt right behind me. So yeah, I can't grumble too much at this start. I mean, it would have been nice to take more advantage of that big wide open space in front of me when the lights went green, but the most important thing was to avoid the turn one wreckage, and it was a big one. We were watching Sonic Flash in that DHL Audi. It was an absolutely lightning start. He's tearing down the inside, but he's just not going to get it stopped. Runs right into the side of McQueen Young. Somehow, Young managed to keep that on track. I don't quite know how. Let's take another look. We're watching from the back of Nikita Grauer's car. There's the contact. Look at McQueen Young sideways after the hit, but somehow manages to keep it facing in the right direction. Right, back to the live action towards the end of this opening lap. And can I do anything about Gonzalez in front of me? I certainly feel like I've got a bit more pace than him as we exit Spoon to start this run down the back straight. And I suspect I'll pick up a little bit of toe as well, so I will have some extra speed as we approach 130R, but I certainly don't want to sling it up the inside into this fast corner unless I'm fully alongside Gonzalez, which I'm not, so I'm just going to back out of that, but I did show him a nose just to let him know I'm there. And it's looking like the leading six are beginning to make a break for it as well. There is certainly some daylight now between Samim Saifu in 6th and McQueen Young in 7th. However, my immediate attention is all on the car directly in front of me. Jesus Florencio Martinez Gonzalez. He's just 0.2 of a second ahead as we cross the line to start this second lap. Now I'm going to pick up a bit of extra toe again. Can I find the speed to get alongside him and make a move up the inside into turn one? But once again, I'm just not quite far enough alongside, so I have to think better of it. But I am breathing down the neck of Gonzalez now. He is certainly going to be feeling the heat. Meanwhile, behind, it looks like we're starting to gap the cars in the rearview mirror now. That is really encouraging. Matt is now more than 1 second back. So with no pressure from behind at the moment, that is allowing me to put my full attention on Gonzalez in front. He's a little bit wide through the final part of this S's section. That is going to cost him some exit speed up over the hill here. Once again, I've got extra pace, but I'm just not going to be able to find a way through. Yeah, I'm convinced now I have the extra pace, but it's just whether I've got enough of it to be able to find a way past Gonzalez. Oh, but there's a mistake from him. He's missed the apex coming into this right-hander under the bridge, and that will give me the opportunity to at least pull alongside. However, I'm going to be on the outside for the hairpin. Oh, but it doesn't even matter. I had that much extra pace. I was able to get all the way past Gonzalez before even making it to the corner, so I was able to get to the apex and make the pass. Let's take another look at this one. Gonzalez was hot into the right-hander. He was out onto the curb. That cost him all his exit speed, and I seized the advantage. That's me up into P8. And next on my hit list is McQueen Young. He's currently 0.8 of a second clear in 7th position. However, he's going to make a big mistake going into 130R, missing the apex completely there as he runs in too hot. That has allowed me to close right in. As we hit the final chicane, I'm now right on his tail. And Young looks a little bit ragged, doesn't he, after that mistake? This might be an opportunity for me to strike coming down the start-finish straight because I'm tucked right in behind. I will get a bit of a toe here. Can I get enough extra pace to pull alongside and make a move up the inside into T1? Well, it's looking promising here. I'm almost alongside, and this is the moment where I've got to commit to it. I have done. Can I hold this inside line and make the pass cleanly? Yes, I can. That is me up into P7. McQueen Young relegated down into 8th. So 2 really good overtakes there, but it's taken me a fair bit of time to get them done, and as a result the pack in front are now more than 3 seconds clear. Will that be too big of a gap to bridge over these final 8 or 9 minutes? Yeah, here's another look at the overtake. Really pleased with that one. Well, unfortunately that 3-second advantage was just a little bit too much for me to close down. It's a real shame because I found some cracking race pace over the final couple of laps, but it's just not been enough. I've managed to get within 1 second of them, but sadly this race is ending 1 lap too early. Another lap and I feel sure I would have been right in amongst that fight for the top 4. But as it is, I've got to settle for 7th position. However, check out that fastest lap, a 2:13.2. Not only was that quick enough to challenge the guys right in front of me, it was probably quick enough to fight for a podium as well. So with that in mind, I'm going to give this race another try. And with my newfound pace, I've managed to put in a much stronger qualifying performance. For this one, I'll be starting from P5 at the front of the 3rd row. And we've got a massive grid for this one, 28 drivers lining up, and there are some real big hitters in there. Source user in pole position, one of RaceRoom's highest ranked drivers. So competition will be fierce. Can I keep up with them? Let's find out. And it's go, we're underway. Terrible start for Newfie Bullet in 3rd position. Mine wasn't much better, however I am going to get held up a little bit by Bullet. Well, there are just too many cars in the middle of the track to my right to make it worth the risk of swerving out around him, so I'm going to lose several positions here. I take a bit of a nudge going into T1 as well. That's pushed me out a touch wider than I would have liked. The door banging was with Mo in the other Honda. Mo's got past, as has Felix Fieser. And it also looks like Seb Alva's got past. Alv started alongside me on the 3rd row from P6, but he's had a cracking start. Look up into 4th position already. But unfortunately the same can be said for my start. This was not the start I wanted at all. I've already dropped 3 positions, so I've seen P5 disappear. I'm now down into P8, and of course I am playing with the big boys in this race. There are a lot of sizable ratings in front of me, so the competition is going to be incredibly fierce. Getting these positions back is not going to be easy, but I've got to give it everything I possibly can here. So halfway through this opening lap then, Alva's been the biggest mover so far. He's up into 4th. We've got Bullet 5th, Mo in 6th, Fieser 7th and me in 8th. Johan Stroll behind me in 9th, ran in a little bit hot there. So that's given me some breathing room behind. I've got a much better exit than Fieser as well, so I'm going to challenge Fieser here. Have I got the pace to pull alongside? It's going to be risky to try and move up the inside into Spoon. I don't think I'm going to be close enough anyway, so we'll stay tucked back in behind Fieser for now. But based on qualifying performance alone, I really should have the pace to get back past him here. Fieser started down in P10. His qualifying time was more than 1 second slower than mine, so it's important that I don't hang around here. We don't want to see a repeat of the first race where the leading pack breaks away. I'm going to have a look around the outside. Fieser doing an excellent job of defending the line. There's no way through. Further ahead, there was another car coming back onto the track from the grass. But yeah, looking back to that first race, I spent too long trying to get around the slower cars in front of me, and that cost me the chance to fight for one of the top positions, so I need to be a bit more urgent here. The last thing I want to see is the cars in front starting to make a break for it again, so it is vital that I get past Fieser sooner rather than later. If I can do it within the next few corners, I feel confident that I can tag onto the rear of Alv and join in that battle for the top 5. Right, we tried this move in race 1. It is a carbon copy, tucking it up the inside into turn 1. It's not quite as neat as it was in race 1 because there was a bit of contact with Fieser, but it has got the job done. I'm up into P7 and I'm just 0.6 of a second behind Mo. And yeah, my experiences from that first race came in really handy here. This is an exact replica of the overtake I made in that first outing. Not quite as tidy, there was the contact with Fieser, but it's got the job done. And now I can hopefully join in with this battle for the top 5. Currently Alva's in 5th place, and he actually pulled the exact same move on Mo that I pulled on Fieser into turn 1. So Alv getting that 5th position back. However, Mo is not going to surrender without a fight. He is putting Alv under all sorts of pressure as we approach the hairpin. Now I'm just going to hang back slightly and try a wider entry in case one of them runs in deep. They've actually both run in deep. This is an opportunity to challenge Mo now. I get on the gas as quickly as I possibly can, but I'm just not quite fast enough to get alongside. We're going to jump forward now to the end of the next lap, and I am very much part of this battle for the top 5 now. Just 0.3 of a second behind Mo, and I'm putting him under all sorts of pressure. You can see how ragged he was through Spoon there. Actually, it's me who's lost a couple of tenths on exit. I just didn't get the traction I needed to get on the gas quickly enough. So I'm now going to have to work extra hard to close back in on Mo, who is now putting Alv under pressure again as we come to 130R. Mo running in a bit too hot, though. He's out to the runoff area. That is surely going to be a slowdown penalty. This is a real opportunity for me now. RaceRoom is so strict on these track limits. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Mo has been handed a 0.3 or 0.4 of a second slowdown penalty. He's certainly sluggish coming out of the final chicane. I pull alongside and I will have the speed to get this position. However, I suspect Mo will be fighting back shortly, so I'm going to switch the TV cam on just so we can keep one eye on what's happening from his onboard. He's certainly not close enough to challenge into T1. I had enough of a gap there, but he's closing right in, exiting T1. Oh, this is going to be tight. Can I close in on Alf, but can I also hold off Mo at the same time? I've got my hands full here at Suzuka. We're 2/3 of the way through this race now. I want a top 5 finish, but at the moment the biggest threat is behind. Mo looks like he wants this P6 back, and he is going to fight for it. I'm feeling a little bit loose exiting these S's, and I'm wide coming into this left-hander. That gave Mo a real opportunity of a sniff up the inside. He had a proper good look as well. And this battle is playing right into the hands of Alf. He'll be keeping a close eye on what's happening in his rearview mirror. He'll be rubbing his hands with glee because he's opened up a 0.8 of a second advantage now. Can I do anything about that? Well, first I've got to shake off Mo, and that is proving to be a difficult task in its own right. We're now approaching the part of the track that I'm struggling with the most. I'm finding it really difficult to get this Honda Civic turn through this hairpin. Once again I'm wide, but I just managed to hold on. Yeah, this is the corner where I'm losing the most time. We're fast forwarding one lap and I make exactly the same mistake again. Just running in a bit too hot and miss the apex out really wide. Once again it gives Mo an opportunity, but he can't quite take it. Which brings us to the very last lap of the race. Unfortunately, those 2 mistakes meant that I couldn't get close enough to Alf to challenge him for his 5th position. We're only a couple of corners from home now, but just when I thought my hopes of a top 5 were over, I get an unexpected gift further down the road. We switch the TV cam on to watch Emmanuel Bibiloni in 2nd position. Now he is going to turn in just a bit too early into 130R. He takes too much of the curb, takes some of the grass as well. Now we've already said the RaceRoom is strict on its track limits, and Bibiloni has been handed a slowdown penalty. Now he's already exiting the final chicane, so he hasn't got very long at all to serve this slowdown. He's got to do it quickly or else he will be handed a 30-second penalty. Meanwhile, I'm closer than I've ever been to Alf, but it's still not close enough. My hopes rest on whether Bibiloni slowed down in time before he crossed the line. Well, it certainly didn't look like it from the TV cam, but let's check out the classified results. Sure enough, Bibiloni has been penalised. He's down to 11th position, which promotes me up into the top 5. And look at my fastest lap too, a 2:12.6. I could have been challenging for a podium on that pace. Well, what a combo this is. I have loved these races. If you've got RaceRoom and you haven't fired it up for a while, I urge you to give this combo a try. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.